All right, I'll try to change things up because the weather doesn't want to do anything in terms of changing except for soar hot temperatures and turn the heat furnace on. Above average temperatures, that's the obvious. Heat indices pushing what we could really, we're hot now. We be heating up as the week moves along, and I'm going to talk about it. Pattern looks to continue. That's very transparent. Today, 101 degrees, not quite a record, but we've been staying on the positive side of 100 for a long time now, so above average, but 103 back in 1913. All right, what do we got? High pressure over the area. We have some boundaries to the north in northern Texas. That little bit of pull, spiking up our winds. We're seeing winds in that 25, 30 mile per hour range in terms of gusting. But you know, I say it all the time. Hey, blow around wind when it's going to be this hot. I don't want stagnant air. I don't want to completely melt. So a little bit of breeze, even though it might feel like a hot hairdryer blowing on you, that might be a little bit of relief, but only about that much. All right, here's what we have. That's right, heat advisories, excessive heat warnings away from the water. We're talking temperatures 110, 115, and counting. So here we are. Yes, heat-related illnesses, very much something to watch out for. Loose fit clothing, lots of fluids, infrequent breaks inside, indoors if you can. If you got to be outside, get in the water, get in the shade, plenty of sunblock because yes, the sun is out in full force as well as the heat. All right, here's our dew points. Now, some of these numbers on the lower side, and then you get closer to the water, in the 80s. Later on in the week, with some additional moisture as well as additional high pressure systems adding to our atmospheric conditions or weather variables, yes, we are going to see these on the rise as well as our heat indices. I'm going to break that down in a moment. For now, though, you're pushing 110 in some spots on the water. Get away from the water, 112, 113. For the most part, staying under 115. Some spots at times, though, flirting with 113, 114, 115. Just maybe brief, maybe for a half hour and drops back down. But either way, very much on the hot side here in the Crossroads. Gonzales and Hallettsville both at 111. Refugio at 111 degrees for that real feel temperature. Looking ahead, not really indicating any drastic changes. We got the 112s, 108s, 111s. Hey, that's hot, but I think we might get hotter. Why? High pressure is hanging out over Texas, been doing so for much of the summer. High pressure in portions of the Gulf. There's high pressure, though, over there in the Midwest. That's going to start moving our way, or in the plains, and start coming down. So we're going to have more high pressure. What does that mean? Additional push down on the atmosphere. That is going to allow for temperatures on the rise. Then overall, heat indices, heat calculated index temperatures, those will go up with a little bit of moisture entering the area as well. So we might be pushing 117 and 120 plus when you get away from the water out to the west. So yes, I keep every week I'm like, hey, some of our hottest weather's in front of us. You know what? It's likely that we might still see our hottest weather of the summer, believe it or not. 93 for that water temperature, seas about 3 feet. That'll keep us a little bit on the choppy side. Now, we have a tropical storm, Eugene, out there off of Mexico. Good news is this storm is headed this way into the open ocean. And then Dora, 140 mile per hour, powerful category 4 hurricane. Good news for now, staying south of Hawaii, headed out into the open ocean. But hey, it can still generate some power as it heads all the way out to the west, and we'll talk more about that later on in the week. For now, this evening will be in the 80s. Overnight dropping down to 78 degrees, very much like last night. Then tomorrow, here we go, 100 degrees. Heat indices pushing 110 degrees. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, we got triple digits for the ambient temperatures. We have 110 plus for those heat indices. Lots of sunshine, but if things line up the way they potentially could, there's a high percentage that they do, we might be looking at 115 to 120 degrees for those heat indices.